Hello there, and welcome to Pink Milk, your Star Wars podcast for us super duper fans.
And those of us who are forced to listen to them.
Today is Someday, and someday we are discussing our raw and live reactions to The Rise of Skywalker.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert, are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's time to drink up.
Drink up.
Hello, Pop Pop.
Hello, Pop Pop.
How are you?
I am really good, really good. How about yourself? How are you? More importantly, how are you? You just saw the movie.
I did. I'm overwhelmed.
I saw it too.
I think at this moment, to be honest, you're going to have to do the heavy lifting here. I am way too in my head.
All right. Well, so just that everybody knows, we literally just came as a family home from the movie The Rise of Skywalker.
Yes, I'm a little thrown off. We didn't get our Mr.
We did, yeah.
We didn't get our Mr. Pickle introduction.
No. He fell asleep in the car ride home. So, but we have specifically not even talked about it. So,
Nope.
So here we go.
So this is a spoiler-heavy episode. So honestly, if you haven't watched it yet, don't listen.
Yeah, please don't.
Like I said at the beginning, which I guess this is still the beginning, Tom's going to have to do the heavy lifting. I think at this moment, I can speak more to my experience as a whole than I can the movie at this point. I don't know if that makes sense, and I apologize. It's been 40 years in the making. I don't think I can have a gut reaction.
Well, you are the super duper fan.
It's not negative, though. Let me make that clear. It is definitely not negative.
No, he's in his head.
It's just a lot.
Yep. All right, well, let's start at the beginning.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie overall?
I don't know.
Okay.
I definitely didn't.
All right, we got that out of the way.
I'm sorry.
Twice now.
I didn't not like it.
All right.
It gave me probably everything I needed.
Good.
And that's all I can say.
Okay.
I can say I let me just get my parts out of the way because honestly, I really don't have a lot to say yet. I'm sorry. We're going to do this recording.
Should we be doing this then?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Okay.
Because we're going to be
Just
doing this
checking.
in two parts. I have my ticket already purchased for tomorrow. I will be going by myself. So we're going to record this in two parts. So pre-break will be our first reactions. Post-break, maybe just me, maybe Tom. I don't know.
Probably just him because I'll be in bed.
Probably just
What time
me.
are you going tomorrow?
6:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I'll be home alone. Yeah. So part B will most likely be just me, and I will record right after I come back again.
Sorry, folks. I won't be here to help you out.
I will say, I hope I didn't embarrass myself because I think I was crying really hard multiple times. But I will say that I then started crying even more, and I hope I don't start now. But I was a mess, and I had two of my sons
You were
holding my hand and rubbing
not
my
embarrassing,
hands,
but
like
you were crying.
holding my hand and making sure I was okay. And it was really, really beautiful, and it made me very happy. And it was very fitting for the theme of this sequel trilogy and the ending of this thing. And yeah, I will have more. I will say things, and I want to talk about the end. My gut reaction at this moment to the end when we get to the end. So, what did you think, Tom?
I thought it was really good.
Okay.
There was a point in time where I thought it was kind of dipping a little bit. Maybe, a little after the beginning, maybe the first half an hour in, I was like, where are we going with this? But the truth of the matter is they did a great job developing it. I loved how it ended. I feel the need to just blurt out how it ended, but I'm getting the eyes from you, so I'm not sure I should do that just yet.
Let's try to go as sequential.
But unfortunately,
as we
that's
can.
what I'm stuck on because
Yeah.
that's what I just saw. It was really good. I mean, can I say who she is? I like that we finally found out.
Yeah.
I like that they wrapped up the Skywalker saga. I think the only part that really did get me a little emotional was when Ben left.
Yeah, that was
So,
tough.
Yeah, that's when I knew it was really over at that point in time. So
The Skywalkers are not gone, but the bloodline is gone.
the bloodline is gone.
You know, I got an adventure. And I'm really, really happy I got an adventure. Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. This most resembles The Return of the Jedi. I am really glad that we didn't get our characters together for the first 2 movies because I think it made this so special. And we learned that you can't do things alone, and had they stayed separated, they wouldn't have succeeded. And I kind of like that they doubled down on, like, there's been a lot of, as I've said many times, the sequel trilogy is very much a commentary on pop culture's view of Star Wars. And Star Wars is a modern fairy tale, and I think it will always be remembered as a fairy tale. And this sequel trilogy ended like a fairy tale and made the whole thing.
It definitely did.
Made the whole thing bigger than Star Wars ever made itself. And I'm sorry. I just really appreciate it. And it made it matter more than just movies, and it made it matter to honestly 3 generations of people now. It made it really matter. And so I'm thankful. And it was a lot of fun.
Good.
There's a lot of laughs. I mean, I honestly laughed equally as much as I did cry. Most of the cries were not sad cries. They were like really happy and touching and all of those kinds of cries. I got some damn Ewoks.
That you
I was
did.
so happy. And yes, we found out who she is. She's the granddaughter of Palpatine. Those were the rumors. That was
And she
part of
wasn't
one.
from no one. She was from
But they
someone's.
were no ones. And that's what they were trying to say. And he's like, I didn't lie. They were no one. But they were no one in Palpatine's eyes. Because what this movie did, where Star Wars started, it made us all feel that anyone could be anything. And they really doubled down on anyone could be anything. And it didn't matter where your blood comes from. And it's not going to define your destiny. And it was really good. It was, yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Okay, well, we
It
need
was
to
good.
give him a few things, so.
Yeah. Those first couple theories, though, after The Force Awakens, that was one of the big theories because...
How come I never heard the theory that she was possibly the...
Well, I'm sure you did. And you just forgot because I talked about it.
Did you?
Yeah, it was a big deal. I thought she was Palpatine's daughter after I saw The Force Awakens. And then as The Last Jedi went through, I was like, oh my God, I think Anakin made her, which wasn't the case, but she jabbed her lightsaber. The only other time we've seen anyone jab a lightsaber like that was Palpatine. So yeah, that was the theory. Like early on. Turned out to be true. Thoughts? I want your thoughts. Because I think I need some...
Well, can I talk about it? Or All right, so I can say... Yeah, I mean, I was... Well, Princess Leia is dead now. I liked how that happened. She sacrificed herself to kill Kylo Ren, essentially, which I thought was really, really powerful. I knew Ben was always a good guy, truthfully. I mean, I liked that he was bad, but he was good. He turned out in the end to be really good.
Yep.
Very powerful in the end when, every time a Skywalker died, they disappeared.
Yep.
Anybody of importance, they disappeared from their cloak, whatever they were wearing. And at the very end, when Ben, after he got his kiss from Rey, when he passed away, then Princess Leia's body left this earth as well, and
she went with her son.
Yeah, she went with her son. So I thought that was really cool. I loved Rey's. She impressed me as a Jedi today, for sure. A lot of fancy
She was
footwork.
badass.
She was really, really great. I mean, honestly. And I mean, she did things that I never saw the Jedi
That
do.
thing with
and the
the-
way she did it.
Well,
Yeah,
she wasn't a Jedi exactly.
clearly. Yeah.
She had more Sith power than Jedi power, and that lightning thing was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he knows what's going to happen with Finn now.
I thought it was a little low key when Chewbacca died, even though he didn't
Yeah.
die. But when he died, I thought it was a little low key. I expected a little bit more being upset about it because he was the original.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, that was the first time I lost it.
Yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
like I
have to say, I thought it was a really, really good movie. I thought they did a really great job of ending. I mean, you got your 2 moons at the end
My
on
2
Tatooine,
sons.
right?
Yeah.
Tatooine?
My gut reaction is, and again, I obviously have only seen it once. I wish that shot lasted a little longer, and I kind of wish it was framed the exact same way Luke did it.
Mm-hmm.
And we went home. It ended at home.
So do you think that it's over?
No.
Okay. So they're going to keep milking it.
I think they're being very literal that the Skywalker saga is done because all the Skywalkers the bloodline is done.
Yes.
But no, I don't know. I think we'll take a sidestep, and I hope we take a sidestep, but I think she's going to train Finn. But she's not a Jedi. The Jedi and the Sith are gone.
Okay.
So I'm curious what they will call them, if anything, because Jedi is such a...
And who will be the villain if Palpatine, the Empire, is gone?
And Palpatine's got to really be gone now. Like,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
gotta
I know
be
he's
gone.
gone. Like,
Yeah,
it
he's
had to
gotta be
mean something, and all those...
Well, the thing is that the actors themselves have aged, so
Yes.
they had to kind of end all that stuff.
So how are you taking... They gave absolutely no explanation of how he lived.
You want to? I just didn't care. It crossed my mind for a second, but he was hooked up to all those wires and everything. I liked how they moved him around with that. I didn't
Yep,
care.
I agree, because
for some reason they just made it that I didn't care because I was so focused on something
Because
else.
Star Wars is about the emotional response and less about the mechanical response. And I love that about Star Wars because then it lets comics and books fill in those gaps for you if you need to know it. But it didn't matter to the movie. He was back because evil lives forever. I love the throwback to the Phantom Spirit or something. I think the Phantom Menace, basically, because the Phantom Menace was the very first one. The Phantom Menace was Palpatine the whole time, and then they called him, in the crawl, Phantom something. I don't remember exactly, but that was really cool. It tied it right in the crawl, and then we got TIE fighters. We didn't really get a ship the way we've normally gotten ships, and then to jump to him slaughtering all those people and getting. I thought it was a Sith holocron, but they called it some sort of compass. I don't remember what it was called. They did.
Closing the story. And I know we started to talk about with this, that, and the other thing. Who cares? It's over. I don't think there'll be a Force, and a Jedi and an Empire. It's not going to matter. There might be like
There'll be
Mandalorians and things like that.
there'll be something.
And that's cool. So...
I guarantee you there's clues littered in here. I think Jana's going to get a Disney Plus series, I would imagine. I don't think they're going to go off onto a movie with her and Lando. And
John who?
Jana, the girl, the other stormtrooper. And Lando at the end, he's like, well, let's go find out. So they're setting something up there.
Okay.
I think they're setting up a relationship between Finn and Rose. Like, there was some really cool looks at them. Like, I like that. I love that they didn't have Finn love Rey. They were friends. I never saw it. I never wanted it. I mean, I know there was the line in The Force, would you have a boyfriend, a cute boyfriend? Of course, he was like a little giddy school kid who just saw the world for the first time. But they were more than that. He said it, the Force brought them together. He's clearly Force sensitive. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. This is why he's not, this is exactly why they're not going to Disney Plus him. Because he's getting his own movies.
Oh.
And I think that's where I want to take a break.
I don't think he can carry a movie, though.
No, but
He'd
with
need a
Rey
lot
he
of
can.
good- Well, yeah.
And probably Poe. I have to. I'm sorry. We'll be all over the board.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Star Wars has always been the thing that I've gone to for guidance for the things that were bigger than myself. And my favorite thing in the world, not that I need it anymore, but there will be a little boy out there someday now who needs it and they don't know they need it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But Star Wars gave me a gay kiss. It meant a lot. I don't care if they were side characters. I don't care if it was a quick shot. It gave it to me. It made it okay. And this whole trilogy now was really setting up. And I don't remember the exact line that Luke gives. But he says, blood doesn't matter. It doesn't define who your family is.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm sitting there, a complete and utter wreck, my two boys, who I don't share any blood with, held my hand and made me feel better. And Star Wars just really validated that for me. And not that I needed it to, but it means so much to me. And Star Wars really is a part of who I am. And it just made me feel really good. Because I know there will be a 4-year-old boy out there just like me. Just like when I saw Return of the Jedi, this will be the first Star Wars movie for someone. This is really the first Star Wars movie for Michael. And he's 5. He's a little bit 1 year older than I was. And it's going to give him things. And that made me really, really happy, I have to say. And it wasn't a completely no one. I mean, I don't remember the character's name, but she had a part in The Last Jedi. And I love that this didn't ignore The Last Jedi. More of that stupid Disney marketing of like, let's let everybody slam The Last Jedi. But it didn't ignore it. Actually, this movie wouldn't have existed without The Last Jedi. At all. We got Ewoks. Did I mention that? We got Ewoks. I got to see my Wicket.
You did.
That was really great. We got a couple more Porgs.
And C-3PO did not die, even though he's saying goodbye to all his friends.
C-3PO was great.
He got to say hello to them again as well.
I miss 3PO.
It was good. It was really, it was a good movie.
I mean, I think you said it. Again, I don't feel like I can have a total decision yet. It's 40. It's literally my entire life.
Other than it was very good.
Just closed, and it'd be disrespectful to just come out and say I thought it was great or I thought it was terrible or this is my thoughts, and it deserves more time than that. But I will say I feel satisfied.
Good.
It didn't, that I know of, my first response is it didn't really challenge me anywhere. And it didn't really give me anything that I couldn't see coming. Not that I sat there and planned it all out, but it's not like anything was like major twists or turns that I was like, oh my God, I never would have thought that. But I think that's okay. Don't know if it could have wrapped it all up if it did those kinds of things, if that makes sense.
Right.
That part, it was a happy cry. But Yoda's theme kicked in as Luke's lifting the X-Wing out of the water, and he couldn't do it the last time we had an X-Wing underwater, and he did it. And he just smiled, and that was perfection.
It was good.
That just completed Luke's arc for me. That one single moment. I really wish I don't remember when they were talking about it, but he said how fear kept him on Octu, and I think he said why, but I don't remember what his answers were. And I think I was just saying in our last couple of episodes, Rey had no fear, and that's why she's as powerful as she is. And it's not because of Palpatine. It ain't because of that. Mm-hmm. It's because she had no fear. And she was about to go down that same path. And I love that Luke said it's disrespectful to toss the lightsaber after we saw what he did in The Last Jedi. He's thrown his lightsaber twice, though.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time he threw it, saved his father. Yeah. We didn't. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
You said you had lots of things to talk about.
You know what? I'm kind of just processing at this moment, to be honest with you.
So you liked it.
I thought it was great. It was really good. You know, it gave me what I wanted.
So the last we talked about this in any sort of great detail was when we had Michael Serrano from I'm Right, You're Wrong. And he was worried that the new characters can be thrown to the side, which they clearly weren't. Right. They were front and center.
Absolutely.
When we saw Lando, I don't think I knew how much I missed Lando, but the second I saw Lando, it's like, oh my God, I missed him. And he was perfect. He was just like he's always been.
Mm-hmm.
I love that he and Luke spent time together. I loved seeing a young Carrie Fisher. However they did that. There was a couple things with Carrie at the very beginning with Princess Leia that looked off, but I don't know if that's just because I knew she wasn't really there and I was looking for it to look off. It was done really well. I mean, her character.
So they wrote scripts around what
the footage that they had
Interesting. Very impressive.
And it didn't feel that way.
No, I mean I could tell a little bit personally, but again,
is it because we were looking for it?
Yeah.
I think they did her character really, really well.
Absolutely.
She was able to save her son, and Han was able to save his son. It was shot. It was everything was exactly the same.
So he really did come back.
No, it was the Force.
No, I mean
Leia connected them. That's why she
Han Solo came back. They had the character
Harrison Ford. I'm sure did. Yes.
Okay.
That was really cool. I never knew you could do that. I hope people don't get mad. And she grabbed Han's medallion, his medal that she gave him, put around his neck in A New Hope, and in order to put him in contact with Ben.
Mm-hmm.
So she force projected Han Solo the same way that Luke force projected himself. Oh. And that's what killed her, because the effort kills them. It's too much.
Oh.
But that's what she did. And she got to say goodbye by being that link, and she let his father say goodbye, and his parents saved him, and it was too much. It was just too much. Yeah. It was a very different Star Wars movie in a lot of ways. I mean, I got an adventure. I wanted an adventure. We didn't get an adventure yet in the sequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
And what a great way to end it. We ended it on what makes everyone fall in love with a Star Wars movie. It was so Star Wars, and at the same time was something brand new with the way the shots were so rapid fire at the beginning. There's lots of jumping all over the place. I mean,
it was kind of nice to not have a Death Star to deal with. We seem to always want to do the Death Star theme.
Well, because the Death Star were on all those Star Destroyers.
Yeah. But still.
That Force timing was this whole new... that was so rad. I love... It felt... I think Clone Wars, it's so funny. I was talking on that podcast that said some of my favorite shows. I never mentioned Clone Wars because I don't even think of it as a television show. It is a part of Star Wars, and Star Wars is just something I can't even consider them movies. It's I just can't. They're just something else. It is what it is. But I don't think we ever could have gotten this movie without Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
The whole idea that they put in there that they were a dichotomy, is that what they said? And that it's this weird divergence in the Force that doesn't happen very often. And they were able to put that in there. You're not a super fan. Was it cool?
Do you mean when every ship showed up?
No. That Rey and Ben were connected. They were meant to be together. They were a divergence in the Force that literally were born because only together could they defeat Palpatine. Only together could they destroy both the Sith and...
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
And the Jedi.
That was awesome.
So the Force knew. Luke was right. it was time for the Jedi to end. And the Force created 2 people to end it. They fulfilled the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
There is a lot of... I'm just sitting here. There's things that we're talking and it's coming to like a... I think it's amazing. The son of Anakin, we could go back and say he really was the chosen one. That he was said to bring balance to the Force. The Jedi thought balance meant only them, which would be unbalanced. The Sith wanted to rule everything. All those Sith ghosts or whatever the heck that was just like, that was rad.
Mm-hmm.
But Anakin brought Ben Solo, in a way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Palpatine brought Rey. And so the light side created a dark side user, and the dark side created a light side user, and they were able to come together to make something. And had Darth Vader not broken the rules and had a kid, there would be no grandson. And it took more than just the firstborn. It took a second generation, the second trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
It took generations for that to happen. That was pretty cool.
Cool.
It gave our sequel trilogy heroes something big. Yeah. We didn't get Yoda. I could have used Yoda.
Yeah,
I got his voice. And I got Yoda.
I was hoping for Yaby.
I got Yoda. I got Yoda in Luke raising his X-Wing. I got him. I want to listen for Ahsoka's voice. When Rey was calling out, "Be with me," that was an emotional thing, and they were all there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I think that's all we got.
Yeah, that's all we got. Lots of digest.
There's too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we definitely liked it a lot.
Go see it.
Go see it. Let it sit. Don't be too quick to judge. So we'll be back, or I'll be back on another someday after I've seen it again. So thank you very much, and we will hear you. You'll hear us
Soon.
right after this break. Hello there, and welcome back. So, I just got back from seeing The Rise of Skywalker for my second time. I've been home for about 20 minutes. This is just me on part 2, so hopefully that's all right. And to be honest, this may just be more of almost a therapy session for myself. Because I think I'm a little sad. I feel the only thing I can really say or describe how I'm feeling, I guess, is I'm saying goodbye to an old friend, and I'm not sure I know how. So that's it. So I will just talk. Hopefully you will listen. But first, honestly, actually what I want to do is just say thank you to Star Wars. You've always been there. I've said that a few times on here before, but you've always been there for me. When I was a kid, I had Luke, and I've never known who my biological father is, and I never will, and that's fine. I don't need to or want to. But I know and knew back then that there was always kind of a a dark shadow surrounding it.
So I was really able to relate to him. And I think a very grown up moment that I had when I was younger was in the Force Cave. And we all know the scene I'm talking about. And Luke sees himself under the helmet. And it was the only way I knew how to comprehend how I felt, that somehow there was something bad inside of me, and that every time my mother looked at me, she saw that bad thing. And it's something that I've had to carry forever and will carry forever. And I know that's not necessarily the case, but it is what it is. I do carry it. And it's a really weird feeling when you look in the mirror and you don't know who's looking back, but you know whoever's looking back is evil. It's just a weird feeling. But Star Wars also taught me that there was still a lot of fun to be had, and all those things can happen, but the spirit of Star Wars is fun, and it's an adventure, and I never let myself get too down or too angry or too any of those things, because there was going to be an adventure no matter what came. Then the prequels came while I was in college, which is an interesting time for everyone. And I don't know if the movies necessarily gave me a character to relate to specifically, but I was dealing with being gay and coming out and not being angry and not being ashamed. And I had lost a lot of friends. I had lost a lot of people, family, and because I came out, like a lot of people in my situation did. And I had to... The thing that I think I held on to the most with the prequel trilogy was the forbidden love, and having my government and religion tied too close together and telling me that who I wanted to love was wrong. Just like Anakin and Padme, they couldn't love each other because the government and a religion got too close together, and they told them what they wanted to do was wrong. And no, it doesn't exactly mirror each other, but that's how I was able to come to it until I got the Clone Wars. And the Clone Wars gave me Ahsoka, who to this day is my favorite character. She's who I relate to the most, and it makes me feel really good that we hear her voice in The Rise of Skywalker. And she was there to help Rey. But Ahsoka Tano is a character who grew up in that same world. She had a lot of trauma too. I mean, all the Jedi children, they were taken away from their parents and adopted by a group of people who didn't necessarily ask, and then took them, and then didn't love them because they're not supposed to love, and they're supposed to be bigger than that, but these are just children, and children need to be loved. And it's just such a weird thing for heroes to do. And Ahsoka grew up and realized it wasn't for her. She was going to go make her own choice. And I really, as a queer person and as someone who, as you get older and you are mistreated by your government and society in general, and judged and talked about as if you're not even human, really, you have a choice to make. and you can choose a dark path, and you can become angry, you can become jaded, you can choose to not go on at all. And I've known people who felt that need, and it's very sad. But she chose to do her own thing, and she was able to find a way to still honor all the things that she also walked away from. And that is, I think, the thing about Ahsoka that I love the most. I still love my country. My country did not treat me very well for a very long time, and I get it. There's a lot of places that I could have been treated even worse. But I spent most of my life being told I wasn't the same as everyone else and that I wasn't worthy of being treated like everyone else. But I wanted to be able to still walk with my head held high and learn all the other wonderful lessons that we have in this country. And so that's the path that I chose, and that is probably, I really relate to Ahsoka. And she can still crack a joke and still have fun and still have a smile on her face and be the badass rogue and pot stirrer that she is, and I love it. And then we got the sequel trilogy that came with a lot of things. But I think I look at it mostly as a parent. And specifically a parent to 3 children who've experienced a lot in their past. And quite honestly, none of them asked to be here. That wasn't a choice they got to make. And it's a weird feeling knowing that. But they're here and they're loved. And eventually, they all chose to stay in a way and chose to take our name. And I can't help but look at Rey, who all she longed for was a family. She knew that hers was gone, and she didn't want to disrespect her old family. But she also knew she needed something else, and that's how I have looked at this whole sequel trilogy. And what a great role model, honestly, for my children. Especially now that we know where she comes from, that it doesn't matter where your blood is. And I'm not saying that my children's parents are evil by any stretch of the imagination. That isn't my place to say that. My place is just to love my children. But they needed to break a cycle. Almost all the kids in foster care, in the foster system, they need to be able to break a cycle. And they need a found family to help give them the support and the love and the teaching and the sensitivity that one needs to break the cycle for their own name's sake, even if they take someone else's name. They're my children, but they're not only my children. And I'm their father, and Tom is their father, but we're not their only father. And we will never take that away from them. And Rey taking a last name doesn't take away who her parents are. And her parents aren't who their parents are, but she broke the chain and she broke the cycle. And it really has a very profound effect on me. And I hope my children are able to look to her, because I think she's important. Again, I'm sorry, I'm probably all over the board, but I don't really know how to feel about this yet. But one of the things that I keep reading today, the little bit that I've read, because I kind of stopped listening because I just need time by myself with this, but I have read and seen a few things. Her taking the name of Skywalker somehow lessens her and took away from all that she was. And I've seen the thing about, well, I guess you have to be related to someone to mean anything in Star Wars. And I have to just counter that at this moment. Because I think this really proved that it isn't about where you come from that makes you important. It's about making your own decisions and walking your own path. And I think Star Wars for Ahsoka Tano, because I don't think we could have this without her and her teaching Star Wars that you can walk your own path. And I will forever and always thank Dave Filoni for that. Because as a queer person, we've all, a lot, shouldn't say all of us, but a lot of us, even if we have the love and support of our parents, still have to redefine who we are and figure out who we are and walk our own path. Because there is no road for us. Our road is to marry the opposite sex and have a family, and that's not an option. Maybe that will change someday. I don't know. I also don't think there's anything wrong with that being the expectation personally. That is how life progresses on a biological level, and that's all right. And as a queer person, choosing to take a name means a lot. I took Tom's last name when we got married. I didn't know how I would feel about it, and to be, really honest, I'm not sure my parents got it at the beginning because I'm a man and I'm not supposed to do that. But it's with great pride and privilege that I was able to do that. It was something that I couldn't do before, not legally. And so there's a lot of power to a last name that I never felt before. Everything in my adult life I've had to fight for. And I don't mean that in an angry way, but I had to fight to be able to marry the person, my person. He's my person and I'm his. We were made for each other. We're a dyad. And I had to fight to get him. And then I had to fight to give my children a safe place to live. And they had to fight, some of them literally to survive, to get where they were going to land. And I learned how to do that with a smile on my face and an endless optimism because of Star Wars. And this didn't fail me there. And so for that, I'm very thankful. I know I'm not alone, and I don't know how to process this. This has been my whole life, and I know it's not over. But what's next will never be the same. At least I hope Disney and Lucasfilm keep to that promise. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. But I also need time to say goodbye to my friend. And that's what Star Wars has been. Has been a friend. And I think I said this at the beginning of the show, but I'm going to say it again because I'm not sure. I have an inability to look at Return of the Jedi as anything other than an emotion. It's not just a movie. It's the first movie I remember seeing, and it's the movie that made me who I am. And it's the movie that made me realize things could be more than just movies. And it shaped me in a way that I still discover to this day. And so I can't look at that as anything other than that, of this is the seed that was planted in me that grew into who I am today. I hope I don't cry again. I've been crying all darn day. But last night, Luke has a line, and I don't have it memorized yet. Forgive me. I've only seen it twice. That blood doesn't define who you are. Something about that just she doesn't understand why Luke and Leia let her in, knowing where her blood came from. And in that moment, I was losing it already, but I just really lost it, because we have lots of questions and people say things. My children have had to hear things, and it will forever be part of their story that there's no blood between us. But in that moment, I had 2 of my 3 boys hold either hand as I was ugly crying very loud, and I'm sure it was incredibly embarrassing. But they held my hand and said, "Daddy, it's going to be okay, and we love you." And in that moment, it was proof that there's more to family than blood. And my boys gave me something that I know they'll never understand what they gave me. And I'm not sure a 40-year-old me needed the validation that movie gave anymore. But I know there's another 4-year-old me out there somewhere in the world right now watching that movie. They need to hear that. Because that message, if I had heard that at 4, would have saved me from a lot of self-doubt and a lot of not feeling worthy and a lot of fear. And so I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be able to see this as just a movie. It will always be that moment that my 2 boys just held my hand. And I quite honestly believe that it may just be the single most greatest moment of my entire life. Because I knew that I might not have made them, but I am their father. And so, thank you, Star Wars, for giving me yet another thing that I can hold on to. I hope this episode is even listenable. If not, it's all right. It was a great therapy session for me. But we will be back on Sunday. I'll be here with Tom. I will have a day. I'm not going to see it again until after we record, because it needs to be parked in the back of my head for a minute, and I need to go on. But thank you for listening. If you did listen, if you didn't, don't tell me you didn't. Just pretend. Sometimes just pretending is nice. But thank you, Star Wars, for being my best for being my best friend, and for being the thing I go to. I've never had God. I've never had a Bible. I've never had church. I've never had what so many people get to help seek guidance for the questions that are bigger than themselves. That's what Star Wars has always been for me. And so thank you to Star Wars for giving me that. And I will say, as sad as this is, and as weird as this feeling is, I do think that you did everything you could to give me what you needed to give me. I know it will not be enough for everyone. Quite frankly, I'm not sure if it's exactly enough for me, but that's an impossible task to give everyone something. But you did it. And so, thank you. And with that, I will talk to you. And hopefully you will listen later. And don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. Follow us at Pink Milk House on Instagram and Pink Milk House on Twitter. Pink Milk House, Hausy, because right now I'm a fancy gay. Bit of an emotional fancy gay, and I hope this episode isn't a total downer, but it is what it is. I appreciate you. See us at pinkmilk.site, and until next time, bye.